So you might have seen maybe like a month or so ago we put a bit of a Q&A up on Instagram, and today this is what this video is about.
Woohoo! Answering your questions.
Bum, 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 bum.
If you don't know us, I'm Sky.
I'm Jack. Chewy.
And this is Judah.
Chewy. Chewy.
This is Judy. And we're travelling Australia.
We are currently down on the west coast of Tasmania, and we are staying at a beautiful free camp.
Just us.
Last night there was aura in the sky.
Jack was already taking photos and the sky was pink and yellow. And then we got a message saying there's aura outside. I don't even know if we're saying that right.
Urea?
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 I don't even know.
It's like when you get the green stuff in the sky and it's like you got Mount Sorell in the background, and then you got Mount Duke. Behind that you got the Frenchman's Cape, and if you do much hiking, you know that's a serious trek.
Obviously we just said we're now in Tasmania, which is awesome. We've been down here for a month.
Yeah, a good month.
The last thing you guys would have seen in our vlogs was us stopping at Bells Beach in Torquay, which is where we actually didn't move from for the whole summer. We thought we were gonna keep going along the Great Ocean Road and all the way over to Western Australia, but we were blessed with the opportunity to work at the Rip Curl outlet in Torquay, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good 3 months. Met some cool people, other travellers coming through because it's a very popular area.
Yeah.
And everyone loves to steal a bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very busy 3 months.
If you haven't checked out our 80 series rebuild, go check it out. We are so proud of the rebuild. Yeah. It looks awesome. And we spent a lot of time making it.
Got our first question here. What is your favourite memory of your trip so far?
Ooh.
Whoa. I think one of the good memories was seeing Sky catch her first flathead.
Aww.
There was like a big 55 centimetre flathead. That was really cool. And also doing some of the overland track like about 2 weeks ago with my parents and Sky. That was cool. Got to see some cool views.
Well, one going out to Charlotte Plains, that was so cool.
Yeah.
And seeing all the stars out there and the sunrises and sunsets. Another one of my favourite memories of the trip is getting to meet all of Jack's family. Jack has a lot of cousins.
15 cousins.
Yeah, so I got to meet all of them for the first time, all the way from Marwoollumba, which is off of Goldie, and then the last cousins we saw
down in Sydney.
Was in Sydney, so we got to see a bunch of family and it was so nice meeting everyone.
And that's not more yet.
No.
There's still more to come.
There's still more.
Alright, next question. How much of the trip did you plan out, or was it more go with the flow on your trip? So, we don't really plan much of our trip out just because we don't have a timeline.
So we didn't have to plan out a whole entire lap or plan out so far in advance, because we have honestly nowhere to be.
No.
Day by day. But in saying that, we still like to have a rough plan.
Yeah. Like for instance, we're on the west coast of Tasmania. We know what places we want to stop to on the way up because we just had a look on Wikicamps. But to tell you what date we're going to be there is a different story.
We also, things we like to take into account if we are going to be pre-planning, or stuff we like to look at, is
the weather, if the surf's good,
maybe where the next food shop's going to be, where we're going to fuel up next. Just always looking at the next place or match that up with the places we want to go to.
So, hello now.
Chewy's decided to join us. Next question.
Next question.
What camera do you guys use for your photos?
Alright, so for the cameras we got, I've got this Canon 5D Mark III. I've had this camera, I'm gonna say, for well over 2 years now. It's an absolute beast. It's built like a brick, but it takes some wicked photos. It's, I don't know what the year is on it, but it's a pretty old one. It's a DSLR, and I would like to upgrade to a mirrorless just because to bring the weight down, because I usually take this thing hiking with me, and if you go hiking, you know, taking extra kilos with you is a big deal. I got 11-16 f2.8 lens on this one, takes very wide photos. Next lens we got is 100-300mm f5.6, and this is just good for surf photography in the more zoomed in photos because it's such a longer lens. And then my favourite lens out of them all is the 24-105mm f4. For the quality of photos you get out of this thing, it's worth it. For the prices of these, so the camera body for the 5D Mark III, $550. This f2.8 cost me $250. This f4 24-105 cost me another $500. And me and Angelo used to share a camera, so that I had already. Where are you planning on visiting next?
We would like to go to Western Australia next. But the thing is, fuel has gone through the roof. Yeah. While we were filming this, when we first got to Tasmania, fuel has gone up so much. And it's been very frustrating. Yeah. Especially while we're
especially on a budget.
Especially on a budget. We've done so well since being in Tasmania just to keep our budget low and just so we can stay on the road as long as possible before picking up work, because obviously we just picked up work. But yeah, so that's just gone out the window because we have to spend extra money on fuel now. But it is what it is, but it just means it might delay our trip over to Western Australia because that's going to cost you a fortune just to get the car over there due to fuel now. So
yeah, Western Australia is next. Next question, are you interested in hitting some hard tracks? We are, like to go up to Cape York and to go do some of like the Simpson Desert and High Country. We'll go check all those places out, but say if we were in a spot and there was forward drive tracks out of it and just to go forward drive, I don't think we'll go out of our way to do that just because the 80's pretty heavy and it didn't really build it to go forward driving and doing tough sort of tracks. But look, maybe in the future, yeah, when the 80's not set up how it is, we'll turn it into an absolute beast and just tear the tracks. But at the moment it's more of a touring setup.
It's definitely easier for people with caravans and stuff if they've got a forward drive because they can just leave everything in the caravan. Their home is their caravan, which for us, our home is our car. So I think we would be very frustrated with ourselves if we were to do something to the car and like damage our home just because we wanted to go down a forward drive track. Yeah. We just have to be a little bit more mindful because everything is in there.
Alright, next question. Can Chewy do backflips yet? He can. I actually saw him do one the other day in my dream.
Favourite thing to cook while travelling?
Oh.
Favourite thing?
I think the other day we've recently bought some garlic bread. And usually you cook that in an oven, but we don't have an oven. So then what we came up with, we cut the pieces and then we flip them on their bums and we give them a fry. And that is honestly the best thing I've ever eaten.
Also, one of my favourite things that I've cooked, well we've cooked on the road, is the fish I caught, the flathead. That was so yummy.
The fish burgers.
Yeah.
That was elite.
When you're on the road, the best thing you can eat is what you catch.
Yeah. That was good.
Alright, my auntie said, miss ya. Miss you too, Auntie.
Miss you free.
Alright, our next question. Past jobs you have worked.
Ooh.
You go first.
So, when I left school in year 10 and I did a joinery apprenticeship, and I only did that for a couple of years just because I did enjoy it, but it was very hard on my body. It was either I finished the apprenticeship with a broken back or I leave the apprenticeship with a back. So, but after that, I left for 4 months and did a road trip. You might have seen already. Went from Sunshine Coast down to Sydney and did a bit of inland and all the east coast and that. That was very cool. And then that's where I picked up Chewy. And then after that, pretty much trained Chewy, and then I did night shift working like making blinds. It's a bit of a funny one, but it's just a warehouse sort of job. I was doing night shift, so that was from 2:30 p.m. till 12:30 at night, and that was 4 days a week. So it was a 4 days on, 3 days off, so I have a pretty long weekend to go explore, to go camping, to go do all the fun things.
Awesome. So jobs I have worked at, I've been working at wake parks, which is wakeboarding, since I was like 14. I did around 7 seasons at 2 different wake parks. I did 5 seasons at Bly Bly Wake Park on the Sunshine Coast, and then I did 2 seasons at Melbourne Wake Park, and then I did 1 snow season at Falls Creek. So I did like to do a lot of seasonal work. I started getting a bit over the seasonal work. I wanted something at the time to feel a bit more permanent, just because I wasn't sure with what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be. But I was trying to save as much as I could. So while I was working the seasonal job at the wake park in Melbourne, I also picked up a job as a hydraulic truck fitter, an accessory fitter. Basically, we would have stock trucks come in, and I would install all the hydraulic system into them, which gave them the ability to tip and do all like the heavy duty stuff that trucks are built for. It was an amazing job. I loved my boss. I do miss them so much. They were such a good crew to work with. Boss also put so much faith and belief in me, and I honestly have built so much more courage and have become so much more handy because of that job. But yeah, before I knew I was coming on the trip, that was the sort of path I was going down, trying to get really good at that because it was such a good niche job, and I loved it. But I knew my end goal was always to travel. I was committed to the job, but I was never full-time because I knew I wanted to go out and do something more than just work my life away. But yeah, that was our jobs.
Okay, so next question. How's the 80 going mechanically, mister? Love the vids, wish I could be tripping around. So the 80, she's absolutely loving it. This is her element. We have serviced it once.
Ourselves.
Yeah, we did it ourselves at Sky's friend's place. That was after it did 10,000 Ks. It's probably ready to do it pretty soon. I think it's another 2,000 Ks, and then we give it another good squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
But it does leak from the steering box, but like should be right. One mod I could do to that is you can buy a bracket which then fits the Patrol. I think it's a GU Patrol steering box, because they're a lot stronger than the 80 series ones. And might fit that one day if we run and bump into someone that could do that. But yeah, she loves it. She's pretty slow, so not much things are gonna break on it. But I think for a car that probably only has like 80 horsepower, if something was to break, you'd be questioning it. But yeah, 80's loving it.
80's loving it. What has been the coolest thing you have seen so far?
So one of our favourite things about this trip is seeing how much just the wildlife changes as you travel. Going from Sunshine Coast down the east coast and then 13 hours west, all the plants, all the animals change, the environment changes, the people change, and then coming down the coast, it just changes and changes. And you get to Tasmania and then you start seeing penguins, and you start seeing seals, and you start seeing all this random shit.
Sometimes we drive through Tasmania and I honestly do not feel like I'm in Australia.
Yeah.
Like, it feels so foreign. And I'm like, there's no way we're still in the same country here. Also, Tasmania has some of the windiest roads.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's just up and down, mountains and hills, windy roads. I have never been this car sick in my life.
It's just, especially down in Tasmania, because obviously it snows here, the vegetation, I think that's the word, it's it's so thick and it's so like bulletproof.
What's your go-to dinner on the road? So we answered our favourite dinners, but now this is our go-to dinners. Sausage curry. We eat a lot of sausage curry. We make a lot of rissoles, spaghettis, chewy, salads.
Yeah. A lot of stuff that fills you up and are pretty cheapish.
Yeah.
We do like to have, well, especially me, I like my tunas and crackers just for that protein.
Protein.
Protein, carbs, and a bit of fat, like your avocados and that.
Just like rice paper rolls and chicken wraps and all that.
Palmies from the local.
Palmies. Sometimes you just go to a pub feed. But yeah, just like super basic, filling, yummy dinners. And we like to cook.
Yeah.
We love cooking.
Yeah.
We have time.
Yeah.
We're not in a rush, so we try and switch it up.
Boat incoming. Potentially. We're not looking for one just yet, just because we're spending our money on fuel. But when the time comes, we will have a boat for Western Australia, probably a bit of the Northern Territory, so you can just get out and about in the top there. Because that'd be cool to see. Especially the Ningaloo Reef, and also like just some sick places.
Yeah, that would be the goal.
Yeah.
Goal is a boat.
Alright, so our last question. How do you afford to live this lifestyle? How is it realistic for people our age?
I love this question.
We get it a lot.
We do get it a lot.
Especially from a lot of older people come up to us like, oh, you guys are so young. How do you do this?
My question would be, why couldn't we afford to travel? I like this question because it can be a very simple question, or it can be a very complicated question. I think before you even get to the traveling on the road, you have to look at yourself and see what you find important for yourself and what you think is a necessity. Before we left, we lived in houses, we had our own showers, we had our own room. You have a lot of stuff. And just before even getting onto the road and being able to afford it, what do you value as a person? Yeah. Do you value the fact that you have to spend money on showers or caravan parks, or do
like
you have
comfort.
your comfort? How can you be able to just live with the same clothes and rewear them again and again?
And they smell like fire.
Yeah. You've probably seen this outfit hundreds of times. It's because, why do I need a bunch of clothes? You don't.
Yeah.
Do you need for a girl, do you need to be able to get your lashes done and straighten your hair and just all those luxurious things? You have to be okay with giving them up. But you're giving up all this stuff and those things for this beautiful lifestyle, and I would do it again and again, any day. But going into the actual question of how we can actually afford it, I think it comes down to, we don't have that many responsibilities right now. We don't have a mortgage. We don't have any loans.
Not paying anything off.
Yeah, we're not paying anything off. We're not providing for anyone but ourselves.
Yeah.
How could we not afford it? But yeah, it goes down to what you value, what you think is a necessity. But it doesn't mean you have to give up all your luxuries. I will happily carry around a surfboard and just stuff that makes us happy.
Yeah.
And, snorkels and fins and fishing rods, and we're
all the
happy.
fun stuff.
Yeah, all the adventurous stuff.
Campfire pit.
Yeah. Don't get us wrong, we still like those luxurious things and we still will carry them around, but some stuff you just have to be okay with giving up. I hope that kind of answers your question, but
That's why we don't have a caravan.
that's why we don't have a caravan or fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Like you'll see a lot of, like, obviously more bigger lifestyle travelers. They've got a lot of expensive equipment and we don't. And that's how we afford to live this lifestyle, is because we don't have anything expensive. Our only expense is us and the car. But yeah.
Good job.
But we were able to do this trip was because we saved money.
Yeah.
We just didn't go on this trip with no money. Jack also put in a lot of money before I was coming on this trip into the setup. And then once we knew I was coming on the trip too, we both put in what we thought we needed and trying to contribute as much as we could to the car first. But yeah, long story short, we also saved. You have to save to get you going. I think it's good to go with a bit of money, which is what we did. We left with a bit of money, and that's how we got to get used to the lifestyle first and see what it was like, how we were going to live. And then it really helped set us up for the next time we left after working, how we wanted to, after we left Rip Curl, we knew what we wanted to do differently, how we wanted to travel now. It was a good introduction to it all. But yeah, just prepare yourself.
Yeah. Alright, so that's all our questions done. Thanks for the questions, everyone.
Thank you so much for leaving us questions. We honestly didn't know if we were going to get any or not, but honestly, all your questions, we appreciate them so much, and we are so grateful for this little community we have built. It's been so nice seeing everyone reach out and follow our journey and our travels. It's a very it's a very pinch me moment having people follow along our journey. But yeah, just thanks for supporting and keep supporting us so we can keep making cool videos. But yeah,
not if we make money off of that.
No, we don't make money off it. One day, hopefully, but we love doing this.
Alright, so we're off now. We're gonna go enjoy the sun. Gonna go enjoy this day.
Yep.
And we'll see you
in the next video.
Next Sunday.
Comment down below what videos we should make. We love hearing your ideas and stuff as well. Makes us a bit more creative and think outside the box for videos. So please let us know what you want to see, or just like other little details you want to know about the car, our setup, or what we actually bring, if you want us to go into depth about that. But yeah,
how
let
we're
us
gonna
know.
get sick of each other.
Yeah. Tips and tricks. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.